Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Media Reviews. Today we take a look at Two Types of Magic by Mad Disney Fan. This one is a Harry Potter x Encanto fanfiction. Now, there are two stories in this because this is an AO3 story, meaning it is a part of a series page. That series will be linked down below in the pinned comment. But for those of you who don't know what Encanto is one of the two Disney animated films, this one, of course, having the amazing Hispanic gem mommy. If you don't know my taste in women, you understand that I enjoy a good gem mommy, and I am a man of culture. Now, what is this story about? Well, it starts off with the story of Call Connected, where a abused and scared Harry Potter is, of course, connected with the youngest of the Encanto family, and it's definitely good in South America. Now, the first story before the second story ever came out, which of course is Stone and a Quarry, I was already about to give my original thoughts on this, but had to redo the review because the author decided to do a second story. I'm not mad. I don't want to slap the author or anything, I'm just moving on. So, basically in the most literal sense, Harry Potter is raised by the family in Encanto. I would have gone into more detail about this, but again, this is one of those things of... it's adorable. It's a heartwarming story about basically abuse. And coming from someone who actually knows people who have come from abusive households back in high school and junior high, they actually nailed it pretty good in terms of how someone would actually act from an abusive household, how closed off they are, how very much so it's hard to actually make them open up and communicate with other people. And I'm just saying this now, it is very much so it is very heartwarming and very much so well researched. I am very happy that the Mad Disney Fan actually respected the subject of child abuse and the psychology behind it. I am very much so happy how matured they handled the subject. They didn't just do it in the sense of, oh, we're just going to quickly breeze by it. They actually took their time to explain it and actually show the very much so negative effects a small child, especially one as young as when Harry was taken, I will not spoil the age, but I recommend you go read this thing, was rescued by the house, essentially. And let me tell you now, it was very touching how well done this was, and something I'm very much so happy about. So, good on you, Mad Disney Fan, for actually respecting the that sort of element in our real world, even in fiction. Not a lot of people are able to nail it very good, or some people don't do it very well. You did it respectfully, and I am happy about that. Now we get to the second story, and one that brings up, of course, the ending of the first story. The ending of the first story, Albus Dumbledore in this one, has been trying to track down Harry Potter for 6 years, and has basically either used borderline illegal magic in Britain, mind you, not the rest of the world, because the rest of the world, probably different magical laws, and everything else in between. And a missed opportunity here. Because sadly, the second story, Stone and a Quarry, shows that Harry was actually in South America. And I don't mean South America as in like, oh, he's in like some Mexico type deal. No, as in Brazil. And we could have seen a lot more. Mad Disney Fan, you have a missed opportunity here. And sadly, you are going with the flow. But here's how you can recover from this. Harry Potter, technically speaking, by magic and by blood, is adopted by a Brazilian family, meaning that he is now Hispanic. He no longer should look like Harry James Potter. He should look more like his adopted Hispanic family. As such, by international law, if born of both British parent and Hispanic parent, in this case a Brazilian, Harry Potter now has a Brazilian citizenship. Meaning that if he should so do, he can very well clean out and transfer everything from British Gringotts to the Brazilian branch and basically renounce his British citizenship. And you can do this at the end of book 1. Meaning that you can basically show that Albus Dumbledore does not understand the international community as well as he thinks he does. Because as soon as Britain tries to basically do anything, the family can basically bring it up to an international court, not a British court, not a Brazilian court, international. Meaning that basically it would have to be in front of an international court of the ICW. The ICW, by this point in time, you can actually have not be 100% behind Dumbledore. Only Europe. Rest of the world, couldn't care. Even America. You can have America be America in this. As such, basically saying that, hey, yeah, that's just basically how it is. That's how you can definitely do it, and that's definitely how you can definitely do more bashing, as well as show that, technically speaking, Brazilian magic is more advanced than British magic, because if you really think about it, Britain is not exactly a top school. Not really. In terms of the rest of the world, Hogwarts is not the most premier school. If anything, it is well behind, considering Dumbledore's basically gutting of many core classes in the rest of the world, especially with the ICW. So in a sense, you can have it to where Harry Potter goes 1 year here, and then after the incident there, basically cleans out his vaults and then renounces his British side, basically renounces his British citizenship and is 100% Brazilian. Now, you're probably wondering how this can be done. Well, in the second chapter of the Stone and a Quarry, his sister is going along with him, his twin. Again, you see where this is going? The moment his twin is attacked by Voldemort, or anything happens to his twin, all that placating that Dumbledore did, if you do not understand Hispanic culture, one of the main elements in the Hispanic culture is that mi familia, the family. Much like the Italians, anything happens to the family comes after you.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Which is why family is such a core element in the Hispanic culture. If anything was to ever happen to Harry's twin sister, basically all bets are off. They're not going to Britain anymore. It is we are staying here, and we are going to study here. And the house itself, a lot of people forget the house is actually much more powerful than they know, thanks to the film. If you look a little bit more into the Encanto lore, you know that the house can provide literally anything. Meaning that if they wanted to learn magic, Harry and his twin, they can. And the house would provide. It via knowledge or something, even a vortex, basically, that would provide. Meaning that, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Even then, as soon as the Triwizard Tournament happens, and yes, I'm going forward a little bit, as soon as the Triwizard Tournament happens and basically Harry Potter's name comes out, number one, that's not his legal name. It is recognized by magic and by blood. It is not his legal name. Number two, he is no longer British, meaning that he will not be going to Britain. He will not do anything with Britain, meaning that literally Voldemort's plan would fail. And number three, this is a biggie. Brazil is not Britain. If you don't know about Brazil, Brazil is a lot more dangerous than you think. Meaning, as soon as any Death Eater basically comes to Brazil, unlike Britain, where it's like, oh yeah, you get a slap on the wrist, you get a flap on the hand. Oh, motherfucker, not Brazil. Not Brazil, who has dealt with lots of conflicts, lots of guerrillas, lots of communism, hell, even the freaking cartels. Not Brazil. Hell, as soon as the Death Eaters show up, they basically they literally would encounter Brazilian auras who have been trained to take on cartels, would literally magic-infused HK-416s and get ready to take them out. Just saying. Not to mention the international backlash in the literal sense that Britain would be, honest to God, sanctioned to high hell to the point that magical Britain's economy would fall. Not mundane Britain's economy, just magical Britain. As in, they would basically be seeing a Black Monday, or essentially something similar to the stock market crash. And again, you can have fun with this, Mad Disney fan. I am not even joking on this. Seriously, you can have a lot of fun, especially if you look into Brazilian Hispanic culture. Especially with how Brazil, in terms of national defense, handles. Because again, not just the international community, but also everything else. You could literally have it to where Magical Britain is the only bigoted country outside of maybe North Korea or China, because both are communist states. You can have it to where you can explore more of Brazil as well as the Hispanic magical community going forward. I am dead serious. You can do more with this. If you need a good example of a story that has done this well and is doing this well, look to Under the Raven's Wing by the Mando vet, where Harry Potter is literally Raven's little brother by blood and by magic, and is now not coming back to Hogwarts ever, and is going to be a superhero in the DC universe. You can explore this, Mad Disney fan. Explore this world, build it up. Let your imagination go wild, for God's sakes. Don't be creatively bankrupt and just rely on canon. Even with his wand, do not let it be the canon wand. Let it be another wand without the phoenix feather. Don't let it be Voldemort's twin wand. Because as we all know, the twin wand was a setup and a plant by Dumbledore. Don't let that happen. Okay? Okay. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I've been Airsoft Al. If you want to read this one yourself, it's in the pinned comment down below. And please, please share your ideas with this guy, Mad Disney fan, in their comments section. Please give them ideas on how to expand their world, especially the Hispanic magical world. We need to help them not fall into the trap of just blindly following canon and trying to change things as they go. They have an opportunity here to basically explore the Hispanic magical world. Really want them to. Because we don't really see a lot of it outside of one Mexican Harry Potter story. And that's it. So, yeah. Anyway, if you want to help out the channel and help us, of course, acquire a Fallout neon sign, which will go right here, and of course help us get the funds to actually have very big reviews, or even want to sponsor a fanfic review, a media review, or any review of that nature of anything from manga, comics, and otherwise, please consider donating to the PayPal and or Cash App down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Al, and thank you for watching Media Reviews. I shall see you all in the next one. Till next time, later.